The NHL playoffs really are crazy, and anything can happen, and we are seeing that firsthand in the 2019 NHL playoff first round, especially in this Columbus and Tampa Bay series where many people, including myself, I will admit it, took the Tampa Bay Lightning to win this series pretty handily, but now find themselves down 3-0 against the Columbus Blue Jackets, and it seems like it's been an occurring theme with the Tampa Bay Lightning. Are they chokers? They just can't really get it done in the postseason, and in today's video, I'm going to take a look into this series so far and give you guys my thoughts on what I think has gone wrong with the Tampa Bay Lightning. So first off, looking at, just the point totals of their superstar players, when your three best forwards have 0 points through 3 games in a playoff series, you're going to struggle, and I know Kucherov was suspended last game, but he was basically invisible in games 1 and 2 as well. Steven Stamkos really just hasn't been able to get anything going, and Braden Point, I almost forgot he was on the team, but it seems like the players like Tyler Johnson, Andre Palat, Anthony Cirelli, Killorn are the ones that are trying to keep them in this series, and honestly, for Tampa Bay fans, I really do feel bad because I'm a Toronto Raptors fan in the NBA, and I feel like Tampa Bay is kind of turning into the Toronto Raptors of the NHL in terms of it doesn't matter how good they do in the regular season. It seems like there is just always something about in the playoffs. They can never just get it done, and it really does suck. And for Columbus fans, I'm definitely happy for you guys because pretty much everyone counted you out. I don't think I saw one bracket or one person predict Columbus to win this series. And yes, it is not over yet. Teams have came back from down 3-0 in the NHL playoffs before, but things certainly aren't looking good for the Tampa Bay Lightning. After the first period of game 1 of this series, it looked like it was going to go as predicted and as planned, that everyone thought. It was 3-0 for the Tampa Bay Lightning. They had a shorthanded goal. Sergei Bobrovsky looked really shaky, and it just looked like it was going to go as predicted. The Tampa Bay Lightning were going to walk all over the Columbus Blue Jackets, but I think a huge turning point in this series was when John Tortorella decided to stick with Sergei Bobrovsky, showed the confidence in him, because when you pull your goaltender after the first period of game 1 of the first round, that just shows that gives the other team a lot of confidence, I think, and I don't think Jonas Korpisalo is ready for being an NHL playoff goaltender whatsoever. Keeping the confidence in Bobrovsky, I think that was a really, really smart move because ever since then, he really has just been phenomenal. They came back, won that game 4-3, and then basically have dominated the series ever since the first period of game 1, and a lot of people probably didn't see this coming, but it is NHL playoffs. Anything can happen. It's not like other leagues where you have the dominant teams, but in the NHL, literally anyone can beat anyone, but I really don't think anyone saw this coming, and for Tampa fans, it certainly is just a sight that you didn't want to see this year, especially after having such a ridiculously good regular season. People thought this was going to be the year that they finally win the Stanley Cup, and it definitely still could be. I mean, they haven't been eliminated yet. It is a best of 7, but Columbus is really in the driver's seat, and I think it'll be very, very difficult for the Tampa Bay Lightning to come back in this series. I don't just want to do this whole video talking about where Tampa has gone wrong. I want to give a lot of credit to the Columbus Blue Jackets because they have played phenomenal in this series ever since the first period of game 1, and you have to remember, this is a team that probably should have been a little bit higher in the standings than they ended up finishing. They acquired a lot of pieces at the trade deadline, and they didn't really have that much time in the regular season to really develop chemistry and gel together, and now they're all gelling perfectly at the right time. Matt Duchene has 5 points, Artemi Panarin has 4 points, and after a slow regular season for Zach Werenski, he has had a phenomenal 3 games where he has 4 points. In the regular season it saw him sometimes be on the third pairing, then get moved back up, but through the first 3 games of this series, he has been a huge help for the Columbus Blue Jackets and has taken a lot of pressure off of Seth Jones. And then obviously Sergei Bobrovsky has been their MVP in my opinion so far, with a 3-0 record, a 1.67 goals against average, and a 940 save percentage against one of the best NHL teams in history in terms of regular season statistics. And when you're a team like the Tampa Bay Lightning who have all of these offensive weapons and they can't get going in the playoffs, and you run into a hot goaltender, that can be diminishing for the entire team, and it really is going to be interesting to see what happens from here on. If the Tampa Bay Lightning do get swept, I think it'll be an interesting summer, but I'm not going to write them off just yet. Teams have came back from 3-0 in the NHL playoffs before. Game 4 is going to be played in Tuesday at Columbus, and I think if Tampa can steal that game and go home and protect home ice, then next thing you know, you're in Game 6 down 3-2 in a series, and anything can happen. And this Tampa Bay team, they definitely definitely have the firepower to come back from a 3-0 lead, but they definitely did dig themselves a pretty deep hole, and I saw some people even burning their Tampa Bay Lightning jerseys on Twitter. I think that was ridiculous. That was after Game 1. I can't imagine what they're doing now being down 3-0 in the series, but it really is going to be interesting to see how this series pans out, and if the Tampa Bay Lightning are swept, what is going to happen this summer? Are there going to be a coaching change? Is there going to be some trades made? It definitely will be very, very interesting. So that is going to wrap up the video. I really hope you guys did enjoy it. Make sure to let me know down in the comment section what your thoughts are on this series so far and just the overall playoffs, and if there's any other videos you guys want to see me make in the coming days, make sure to let me know down in the comment section as well. And with that being said, I hope you guys all enjoyed the video. If you did, please make sure to drop a like on it and subscribe to the channel for daily NHL content, and I will see you guys all in the next video.